morning. So nice to end the week but begin the show with you here on 3+2. Hope you're having great weekend plans ahead. This weekend is going to be fun, but we are already looking ahead to next week, actually, because if you love jazz, then clear your calendar for February 29th and enjoy some beautiful music in a beautiful place. Darren Hassefort has the great honor of directing Choral Arts of Chattanooga, so he's here along with two of his singers. We've got Sammy Waller in the middle, William Darby on the end, and they are inviting us to something called All That Jazz, uniquely American.
Yes.
On Leap Year Day.
It is.
Good to see you.
Good to see you.
So you and I have been exchanging, the four of us have some little just fun facts because Second Presbyterian Church, where you're doing the concert, has its own history. We were talking about that.
Yes.
The music you're performing that night is really rooted in something uniquely American, right?
It is, yeah. I planned this concert for Black History Month, so we're doing it on the last day of February. But there are two art forms, musical art forms, that are distinctly American, and that is the African American spiritual and jazz.
So this is truly, I was asking you because I know a little bit of the lineup, not all of it, that you'll be performing. So you're taking songs that we know and kind of putting your own spin on them to make them jazz, is that right?
Right, well, you know, jazz has grown since it began, and so like many other art forms, there's fusion. So people took, like we're doing Yesterday by the Beatles, but it was arranged for Boys to Men in a very jazz style arrangement, so we're doing that on the concert.
So do y'all have a hard time, and either one of you can jump in, Sammy, I'll throw it to you first. Do you have a hard time when you're performing to not move along as you sing?
I would say yes and no, because we want to move, but also because it's a jazz concert, it has a little bit more of that freedom already planned. So we've talked many times in rehearsals about how it makes sense for this tradition for us to really embrace the freedom that comes with it, because that's jazz.
Do you think people are going to be surprised when they come, William, at the power of the music when it's presented as a group, as opposed to perhaps the solo or just smaller versions that we're used to hearing?
That's actually a great question. A lot of the music is often performed as solos, and so the group dynamic does bring a lot to it, and it also requires a lot of just a lot of syncopation between all of us. So we do have to move all at the same time.
Yeah, you know what? You could be an overlooked component here, Darren, when people come out to this concert, because of course they're going to be wowed by the talent of the singers.
Yeah.
But they can't do what they do if you're not doing what you do. Right?
Right.
It's fun to watch you as the conductor.
Well, thank you, and I enjoy it, but as I've told them many times in rehearsal, when it comes down to it, they are making the music, I'm not. I'm just helping to inspire them and to create beauty, as well as messages that mean something. So even on this music of jazz, we're ending with really two poignant pieces, one by David Brubeck, the setting of 1 Corinthians, though I speak with the tongue of men and angels and have not love. And then we're featuring a piece by local composer Ethan McGrath. Really? And Give Us Peace in Our Time, O Lord, which is out of the Book of Common Prayer. So even in a jazz concert, we're using it to truly inspire people to come together. So
you've mentioned one piece that we all know, which is Yesterday by the Beatles. Kind of dangle that carrot. What are some other things we're going to hear?
Oh, we've got some wonderful Gershwin ones, which Gershwin was a first love of mine. So I've been really enjoying seeing them, especially in an ensemble context, singing it with the full group.
Someone to Watch Over Me.
Oh, it's a great one.
Yeah.
That makes me think about Mr. Holland's opus.
Yes, that's right, that's right.
Okay, so are you doing some solo acts and smaller numbers, or is it all going to be the ensemble?
No.
Yeah, so we're going to intersperse, in fact, let me start. We're actually dividing the concert into different genres of jazz. So Darren talked a little bit about the genre as a whole, but there's fusion within it, there's bossa nova within it, and we have so much Gershwin, we're creating a whole section just for Gershwin. And so interspersed there, we're gonna have different solo acts, a couple group acts, some duets, and like he mentioned, the yesterday is actually just going to be a quartet piece, so 4 of us.
You were talking to me off camera, I can't remember now if we got into this on camera or not, but about the spiritual that is uniquely American,
Yes.
along with then the jazz, which
Yep.
is born from that. But there won't be any spirituals in this.
No, this is really traditional
Truly
jazz.
Okay.
So.
Is it? Are there instruments, or is it just the vocal?
There are instruments. So we have Jason DuRoy, who's our fabulous pianist, organist. So he's playing keys. And then we have David Schwab on bass and Pert Gonter on set.
Do you? You know how they'll talk about comedians and that you either are funny or you aren't? You learn to kind of hone it, but you either are, you can't be taught it. With jazz, is it something that you just have to feel or you don't?
Yes, I mean, there is a lot of, while we were rehearsing and learning what was on the page, working very early on to going beyond the page and feeling the style of it. So sometimes even in rehearsal in the choral pieces, we allowed the rhythms to be fluid. And if the choral group felt a different rhythm than what was on the page, we went with it.
Oh, wow.
Absolutely.
Which shows how in tuned, pardon the pun, you have to be.
Absolutely.
So you looked at William when I asked about breaking into some smaller groups versus the large ensemble. Does that mean that both William and
Yes.
Sammy are going to be featured?
Absolutely.
Well,
yes.
brag. Brag.
Yes, Darren's given us great opportunities. Sammy and I both sing jazz outside of this, and bringing some of that into here is going to be great. I like your question about if it can be learned or not. I would consider myself new to the genre of jazz. I didn't really grow up listening to a whole lot of it, but had a great musical background, and learning about jazz, and I think learning to feel the rhythms it's all about just your experience. I mean, you have to just continually fuel yourself with more jazz, different kinds of jazz, and it helps build that, build that knowledge of the genre.
So what are you going to be performing?
So another choir member and myself, we're going to do a bossa nova piece called Quando, Quando, Quando.
Oh, fun.
There's a great version by Michael Bublé. And then the quartet doing yesterday is going to be featuring Darren, Sammy, myself, and then our other choir member, Andrea Dismukes. So,
Okay. And what is that one going to be? What are you performing?
oh, that's the yesterday
that's-
quartet.
Oh, I'm
Yesterday,
sorry. You
the
told me that.
acapella. Yeah.
Okay, sorry. It's Friday. My brain's
I
slightly turned.
get it.
Okay, now this is a ticketed event.
It is.
Right? How much are tickets?
$20.
Okay, that's cheap.
$10 if you're a student.
Then go.
Absolutely.
The venue is beautiful. There's history there. You're going to learn so much. I don't care how old you are. Jazz is something for everybody.
Yes.
So thank you both, or all
Thank you.
three. And where do
Thank
they
you.
get the tickets? At the door or online?
They can get them at our website, choralartsofchattanooga.org.
Okay.
They can also get them at the door.
And if they ever want to sing with you, can they?
They
Are
can.
y'all
We
auditioning?
audition in August, and that information is also on our website.
All right. Thank y'all.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Little things, big things. Every day, people are making a difference in our neighborhoods. At Local 3 News, we share stories of unsung heroes who make our local communities better. How people are making a difference where you live. Fridays at 4, only on Local 3 News.
I got hurt in the car wreck. Give me one good reason why I should call the Insiders.
How about 3 great reasons you should call us?
1, it's easy.
2, it's fast.
3, the result.